Most of my biggest smallmouths I've ever caught have been on a swim bait. Now, with that hair jig, you'll catch fish on that, but you'll catch everyone on it, you know what I mean? You'll catch 10 inchers, you'll catch 6-pounders. When you get into the swim baits, you're gonna start to see definitely a better average size of fish is gonna go up quite a bit. And you can definitely catch some of the biggest fish out of the schools on swim baits.
Gotta get my mouse. There we go.
All right, this is basically the gamut of what I throw for swim baits for smallmouths. You'll see a lot of hard baits out there. I don't particularly throw those a lot for smallmouths. Just in general, they have a small mouth. Your landing percentage on hard baits is going to go down dramatically from what it is on soft baits. There's definitely some glides and stuff you'll get bites on with smallmouth, but your landing percentage isn't going to be great. So this is kind of at opposite ends of the spectrum. This is about as small as I throw. That's a little 2.5-inch swim bait. This here is the biggest one I will throw for smallmouths. It's a 6-inch swim bait, and even this one's a bit too big. This is a Dream Smasher. It's a top hook bait, but if I do fish this, I'll run I'll take a little piece of either heavy fluorocarbon or braid and tie just a little 1-2-inch dropper and take a treble hook and stick it about halfway back in the tail. Just because you're going to get a lot of fish that bite a bait this big and not get hooked. And this is pretty rare when I'm throwing something this big. You gotta, I mean, you're talking world-class smallmouth fisheries, 6, 7, or at least 5+ pound fish. In general, this is a Rago mini BVD 3D, I think it's called. It's a 5-inch soft bait. Typically, that's the biggest one I'm going to throw, day in and day out. But most of the time, this 3.5 to 4.5-inch range soft bait on a jig head is how I'm going to fish it 9 times out of 10. I will get into some bigger baits. This is another reason you really don't want to set the hook hard on these fish is that you've been casting 20 times without a bite. Your line your 15-pound test is now 9-pound test or 10-pound test, you know. It's nicked up. The lighter the hook I can get away with for smallmouths, I'm going to use it just so I don't have to give that shock of a really hard hook set. You're just going to end up breaking your line more times than not. So that's why that's a good question for largemouths, especially fishing around weeds. That's more of like a weedless hook deal. Largemouths in the grass is when I'd use a hook, something like that. But typically I want a fairly light wire and top hook just because most of the time I'm maintaining bottom contact when I'm fishing a swim bait. Then the A-rig. You got a lot of guys that throw these up here? No? Couple? Yep, there's definitely certain times of the year that that is the best rig in the world to throw for smallmouths. I'm going to talk about Sturgeon Bay again. That's the first year the A-rig was around. The guys broke all the records on it, and then they were banned for a year after that. I think and it was a couple hillbillies from Missouri came up there and just beat the tar out of everyone on that deal. I think the first day of the tournament they had 37 pounds, and the second day they caught like, I don't know, they caught like 32 pounds the second day of the tournament, just killed everybody. That's the same deal. Spring and fall is where this is going to shine more so than summer. For me personally, I've had my best days in the fall on it. When those fish get out on that deeper structure, they're getting grouped up. They're off the crawdads, they're off the bugs, they're eating, you know, you guys probably don't, you have much shad up here? Probably not. Tullaby, smelt, shad, ciscos, whitefish, any of that kind of stuff. This is where this deal is going to shine. My favorite one to throw is a Hog Farmer. It's the best quality one made. You can buy $10 rigs, but they get destroyed. You're going to break off arms. You're going to break off baits. I like to throw a Hog Farmer. I think it's the best quality one made. It's got the best swivels, best snaps, all that. I do prefer blades most of the time when I'm fishing an A-rig.
And the information Bass University provides isn't your basic run-of-the-mill fishing video. This is specific information from A to Z to help you learn, get to the water, and become a better angler quickly.